back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys, so I'm here in a bit of a different spot. A pile of pillows is kind of what it looks like I'm sitting on, and that is kind of true. This is my sofa in my lounge, and we are here today because I thought I would try doing like a little reading vlog, I guess. I haven't really done one like this for years, so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna start a new book. I'm gonna give you guys some updates on what I'm thinking about it as I read it. And the book that I've chosen to start is one I recently got sent and I know nothing about really, An Inheritance of Magic. I just recently talked about this in a book haul, so if you haven't seen that, I'll link it below. But it sounds good. I don't really know anything much about it. It's a relatively short book, so I thought it could be a good one to try this vlogginess with. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in reading this, and hopefully as the video goes on, you'll see me reading it and I'll tell you a little bit about it and we can just see how we get on. So where do I like to read? I like to read in bed. I like to read on the sofa in this little cozy nook. I also have a chair in the other room, which is where I film a lot of my videos, which is a very cozy chair, which I like to read there as well. So I read all over the place in the house, and I also read, you know, I listen to audiobooks wherever I am. But this little pile of cushions is definitely one of my favourite places to sit and read. I've got a big lamp above my head, which is why I look like I'm on fire. And that really helps just set the cozy vibes. And now that it's autumn, it really is kind of getting towards like cozy vibes, cloudy skies, cold weather. I'm all about it. So let's do a little bit of reading and see what we think. I've got about half an hour before I need to go and collect my son from childcare. So I'm gonna read this and I will let you guys know what I think of it. Let's get started. Okay, so I've read the first 3 chapters. We're at page 56 now. It's urban fantasy, so that's what I've learned. And our main character is Stephen. He seems to be struggling at the point we pick up the story with him for kind of his life. He has this secret magic called Drewcraft that he was being taught by his dad, and then his dad vanished 3 years ago, and he's kind of kept practicing, but he's kind of alone with that and he doesn't really know whether he should keep it up or not. So that seems to be the crux of the story. He's just met a girl who presumably knows an awful lot more about it than he does, and he's pretty down on his luck. She seems very wealthy and very privileged and knowledgeable, so I guess we'll see what happens. I will say it seems very very colloquial at times and very English heavy in the slang, so there are some things personally that just feel very, very modern and very urban and very colloquial, and I don't always love that in books. I mean, this is a quick read because I've only been reading, I think, like 15 minutes maybe, and I've already read quite a lot of it, like almost a quarter or so, but the author note at the beginning said that this was hopefully going to be a series that the author would be writing for about 10 years. So I guess maybe it's, yeah, just episodic or something like that. So it reminds me of that series by Jim Butcher, which I can't remember the name of, but I'll put a picture on. It's, yeah, similar to that, I think, in terms of it's an urban fantasy that has presumably lots of ongoing installments for where it's gonna meander. I don't know, it's not hooked me yet. I'm not loving it, but I'm also open to seeing where it goes, I guess, because it's such an easy, quick read. I'll see if it gets better. The writing, personally, just isn't my favourite. It's not very descriptive or exciting. It just feels like they're describing London and a kind of guy down on his luck. But hopefully when the magic becomes a bit more of a key part of the story, maybe then it will get a bit more exciting. we'll see. Anyway, that is kind of all I got time for now, before I gotta head out and collect my son. So I'll leave it there. Hey guys, so it's later on the same day. Little boy's asleep in bed. I have had to give up my side of the sofa for someone else. Look at her. Yes, you've taken my spot. Anyway, I'm going to take this end of the sofa. It's fine. And I'm going to carry on reading some more of my book. So let's get started and we'll see what I think. Hopefully it picks up a little bit. And does anyone else do this? I have bookmarks on my bookcase, and yet I still end up ripping up a bit of something just to use as a bookmark. Okay, this seems like a good kind of place to pause and talk to you. I'm at chapter 10, which is, I think, a little under halfway through the book. And it's got better. However, it's also got darker quickly. It's taken some nasty turns. There's been some pet abuse. There's been some death moments or near-death moments. So I will warn you, like, that is definitely not something I expected to come in as quickly and as suddenly as it did, but it did. But yes, the story's picked up, the drama's picked up. There's definitely high stakes now, and it feels a lot more interesting. I do think the writing is still not my favourite thing, and the characterisation feels quite young. One of the characters is only 16 and the others are mostly adults, but not all. But it feels a bit more on the young adult kind of spectrum, because there's a lot of revenge, there's a lot of catty comments and sort of friends making stupid comments to each other, and I feel like the language and the writing just isn't doing it for me. But in terms of the plot, that's really picked up, and the magic of this world is called Drewcraft, and it kind of works on these wells of power, which you can draw on, but different people have different ability levels with it. And of course our main character seems to be some sort of unsung hero, we'll find out. He's had a pretty traumatic life with his mother and father. I won't go into details, but it just seems like he's very down on his luck, and therefore when, you know, opportunities, shall we say, or maybe pressing factors or threats come into his life, he's kind of forced to think a little bit more about maybe where he can go or what he should do to hopefully address what he needs to get to a better place in his life. So yeah, it's definitely improved. I'm enjoying it more, but I will say it's darker than I thought it was going to be. I am about, just under halfway, so I'll probably get a fair chunk more read today. I don't know if I'm going to film all of me reading, because I've done that a few times now. And otherwise I'm just going to end up with like hours and hours of me sat here reading and turning the page, and I'll just speed it up anyway to a couple seconds, so it seems a bit pointless. So I'll check in with you again when I've actually read a bit more. We've relocated up to the bedroom, which is also where I do a lot of reading. Gonna continue on. So we've learnt a little bit more about the magic at this point. I'm now at chapter 12. The magic of this world kind of reminds me a lot of the magic from the Corin Cadence series, and I'll put a picture of that up on the screen because the name of it escapes me at the moment. But that series kind of combined with like the Dresden Files that I mentioned before by Jim Butcher, and just kind of combined with urban fantasy meets almost like role play in a way, and like leveling up and game inspired fantasy. It's kind of a mixture of all those things. I think I'm coming around to liking it more. Definitely the action is helping, but I just feel like it is flying by, and it feels like this character that we're following really is on the very brink of kind of finding anything out, and it feels like there's a long way to go. I can see how it would be maybe an episodic long series like the Dresden Files, because it does feel as though there's potential here. but I don't feel like the character is great. I don't feel like I'm connecting with the character. I just feel like the adventure is the only thing that's like pulling me through and wanting to know more about the magic and how it works. So I'm well over halfway, and I think, yeah, I'll probably do a little bit of reading now and then probably go to bed. I don't know that I'm going to finish it tonight because I've got to read basically this whole thing again to get to the end. But hopefully we'll get a lot further through. I thought it wouldn't be too long until my other buddy showed up. She usually does when I read books, don't you? You gonna come and sit with me? Yeah, you're gonna headbutt my book. Seems highly likely. This is Smudge. Squidge was the one who you saw earlier. Now we've got Smudge. She's just chilling on my lap down here. Okay, so chapter 16 I'm up to now. Definitely getting more exciting, but it does feel like there's not a huge amount of the book left. It's really reminding me of the magic in that it feels quite similar, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing because that style of magic can work quite well, and it's largely based on sort of stats and leveling up and acquiring more knowledge and improving your strength and that kind of thing. And I like it because it has that video game-esque relatability. I don't dislike it, but I do feel as though I'm just not sure where this is going to end up, and I feel like it's going to end on a massive cliffhanger, and I'm going to really want to read the next one because it's such a cliffhanger. But it's just, yeah, I don't know, it's not captured my heart, it's just captured my interest with the magic and the plot. But I don't feel like an emotional connection. I just feel the need to like find out what's going to happen next. But I think I might go to bed soon. Hey guys, so I finished the book last night. I didn't think I was going to, but I did. Also, my small child is sat on the other side of the bed, so if you hear random talk about dinosaurs, he's currently watching a dinosaur show. But we finished up this book, and I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of what I thought in the end. The action really picked up, and I definitely felt like we opened up to a much bigger world. So I thought that this certainly had, as I say, some flaws with the writing. For me personally, it felt a bit too simplistic at times and too colloquial at times, but it did ramp up on the action. It did feel quite intense by the ending. It felt like the world of magic was really starting to open up, but this is kind of left on a big cliffhanger, which I knew it would be. I knew that this book was short and it wouldn't have enough pages to really feel like it had a conclusive ending, and it would just be a kind of first step on the journey. So in the end, I gave this one a 3 stars. I did enjoy bits of it, but I also had issues with bits of it. Will I continue on with the series? The ending was exciting enough to think maybe. Overall, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it, and it was a good one to try out this format though. What do you guys think of this format of kind of reading and vlogging and reviewing as I go through a book? Did you like it? If you did like it, then maybe I will try it again with a future book. So yeah, leave me your thoughts below on whether this was a format worth doing. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye! World. Yeah? What am I doing? I'm just talking to the camera. Is that okay? Okay, you watch your dinosaurs for me, yeah?
I want my dinosaurs.
You can watch your dinosaurs.
No.
Mummy's just going to finish talking to the camera, and then we'll go downstairs after you finish your dinosaurs, okay? And it definitely does feel like that. Hello.
That's the end.
It's at the end. What do you think's going to be on next?
I'll cuddle Daddy.
Daddy's not here at the moment. You can cuddle Mummy. Okay?
I want Daddy.
In general, I enjoyed it, but didn't love it. You're peeping into Mummy's video. Hello. You're cheeky, you. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.